Hey everyone, Robert here, author of Expansion Mastery, the practical guide to living a fully engaged life. This is video number 9 in the first series of 10, and with video number 9, 9 is a very powerful number, so I thought this would be a great video to address the topic of soulmates. Okay, so we're going to deal with a little love here. So we got the little smiley heart, right? Not the frowny heart, we got a smiley heart. And I'm referring to this as the soulmate truth, not the soulmate myth. I've done that in the past. I've addressed that. Okay? It is not a myth. Okay? Soulmate is not a myth. It is a truth. Okay? And what happens is I get asked, well, if soulmates really exist, then why is everyone so miserable in their relationship? That's a great question. Okay? It's also one that's kind of hard to swallow when it's answered. But I'm going to give it to you straight. Okay? So, your soulmate is the other half of you. When two spirits come together and unite, these two halves form one soul. That's your soulmate. Yes, they exist. And they're usually very close to you. People will get it in their head that, oh, they could be anywhere in the world doing anything. The universe is not that cruel to you. The universe is working in both of your favors. So you're usually so close to your soulmate, you don't even realize it. You can't see the forest through the trees, right? And this is what happens. You will be brought together. If they are somewhere else, you will be brought together. So why is everyone so miserable if they're soulmates? Because human beings are very confused on how to find their soulmate. A lot of people don't even believe that it exists, but I'm here to tell you it is a truth. And I'm going to give you a few things to help you understand how and why. So the first thing to understand is yes, there are soulmates. They do exist. The special person for you is out there, and you are the special person for someone else. So it's very important for us to make sure that we get in touch with ourselves. We know who we are. This is the first mistake and the reason why so many people are miserable in their relationship. They're not even certain of who they are. They're not even truthful with themselves, being honest and understanding who they are. How can you attract your soulmate when that's the case? So we have to be able to get that straightened out. And then once we do and they do, you come together in this incredible relationship. So let's take a look at 3 things here. First thing is, when looking for a soulmate, when searching them out, you have to understand you need to have the same spiritual foundation. Okay? Now, this is not an elitist view. This is not, oh, mine's better than them and I can't be with them because they don't believe this. But we're dealing with spirits and souls here. So they have to resonate. They have to be of the same vibration. Okay? If your soulmate if believes the same thing you do, you can come together and create this harmonious union. But if you get together in a relationship with a mate and they have a different belief than you will grow apart at some time. Okay? And this is not the idea. Soulmates are designed to walk this path of pathlessness together without outgrowing one another, instead growing together. Okay? It's extremely important. I cannot stress that enough. I know through my own experiences, I can tell you exactly how this happens and that it does happen. Okay? And that if you can make sure that you each have the same spiritual foundation and the same desire to move forward, then you'll be able to do that together and help each other instead of trying to hold somebody back or watch as they change and you don't, or as you change and they don't, that sort of thing. Okay? Second thing for us to take a look at with soulmates is to understand that like attracts like. We got to get it out of our heads that this opposite attracts thing. Hey, that's a romantic notion spread by the media and movies and all that stuff. And it's not true. It results in a whole lot of very unhappy, very miserable relationships. All you have to do is look at a lot of magnetics to understand this, but like attracts like. Okay? Same spiritual foundation. Attract that. Get to know who you are so you're vibrating at a certain level, and you will attract someone else who's vibrating at that level. Okay? So you attract them into your life and they attract you into theirs. It's a mutual thing. It's not just all one or the other. Okay? But really grasp that principle. The result of this is a spiritual union. Okay? Now, whenever anybody gets married, you have a union. But I do not classify that as a spiritual union. Spiritual union is one that can only be addressed and looked at if both people are halves of the same soul, if they're soulmates. A lot of people get married and then they say that, it's a lot of work. Okay? It's not. So here's some guidelines with the spiritual union so you can tell if it's a soulmate relationship or just a mate relationship. First, if the person proposes or you propose and things have to be thought about by one or the other, that's letting you know this is not your soulmate. Okay? It doesn't mean you just jump into something. You've got to search your heart and be honest with yourself. Okay? And then the day of the big wedding, if you or they have cold feet, okay, right? That cliche of cold feet. No, that's telling you that's your spirit, the voice of your spirit crying to you, letting you know that this is not the right one. Okay, that's why you have that. It's not a normal thing. It shouldn't happen. And then once you're married, if you're having to fight, argue, or work at your relationship, it's not a soulmate relationship. Soulmate relationship is mutual respect and harmony. So strive for that as you look for your soulmate.